Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief, where I talk about my favorite thing, the entire world. God damn cryptocurrency. That's right. Welcome to the stream and happy Monday. It's the beginning of another week. In today's live stream, what I want to be going through is how to earn around about 0.3% daily using Ethereum in concentrated liquidity pools, using base chain, and also using Arbitrum chain as well. We're going to be using a couple tools for this. One will be a platform we haven't actually looked through on this channel before, so that'll be fun. It's called Vfat. And another is Crystal, which we've touched on before. So I'm going to show you different places that you can yield farm, concentrate liquidity with Ethereum, which means at any time you can split the pair and take the money home, right? So none of this is locked. We have been discussing this week a little bit more with the Sway ecosystem as well, which I've gone into depth in two videos. You can find them here. Last two videos I did explained how you can find pretty good meme coins on Sway at the moment, because that's where the narrative is right now, right? And of course, yesterday we went through how to profit on Sway like a pro using two platforms, Cetus and Alphafy, and a strategy for using them together to start making gains. As I said in the video yesterday, is peak Sway narrative time right now, so you will be buying a local top, so be aware of that. And one of the things that you should master with your crypto adventures, of course, guessing where next, Richie, where's the next gains, you know? And we all know that Ethereum, in terms of price performance, is still nowhere near its all-time high from the last cycle. Last cycle, we got into 5,000 plus and sitting around about 2,500 right now, sitting there for ages, to around about the 2,000 to 2,500 mark, right? Which means, what time is it? Yeah, that's a very cheap watch. What time is it? It is probably time soon for Ethereum to begin its rise, right? And that's why today we're going to be focusing on ETH, because ETH is one of my biggest holdings, and I'm sure you've all used it. And you can use it in so many places, and it can get confusing where to keep it, what to do with it. And well known, but not known to everyone's secret, is that you can earn crazy yield with Ethereum too. You don't just have to go over to Sway to do that. So you can check out those videos if you wish to. We have the Mafia Warriors in the house. The Mafia Warriors. Mafia is a really fun game on the BNB chain. If you've not played it yet, then you should check it out, because we do have a family too, the Black Thistles, and we're going to rule. That's right. But anyway, so check these videos out if you want. You know, we still have the seats positions rolling. I did have to change my range actually for the Sway pool, which is annoying in Cetus because it means I do have to unpair, then repair, eat the 0.25% tax twice, which wasn't fun. But now my new position is I went for it, and I don't think it will fall much lower than under $2 in the mid-range time scale. I could be wrong, right? But that's my gamble on this. And I don't think it's going to pump higher than $2.70 in the mid-range time. I'm talking like under a month, okay? So I went between 1.96 to 2.7 for this, and it's a 12x leverage on that. In the last 12 hours, it's made $21 from $5,600, which is great. Okay, so I'll deal with that later. And we still have the position with our meme coin, which we chose. And I'm going to be going for another meme coin. I'm going hard into that later today, I think. Move some funds over. If this populates my positions. Yesterday, we were having hell on the stream with trying to find our position. And I think, again, this is laggy as hell. So Sway is getting like, oh no, we're pretty good today. We have Swayman and Sway. So the price of Swayman has gone down, as I thought it would, because it pumped over 100%. Of course, it's going to go down after that. But we're still in range, and we have made $24 in the last 12 hours with this, which means it's about $50 a day from $600 dollars of tokens at the moment. We did put in $700 though, so I'm expecting Swayman to go up. And I haven't done much with Blub yet. I'm just watching it and seeing what we're getting out. It's not as high in APR as the Swayman actually, so I'm not sure if we'll go in with Blub or not. Then we do have AlphaFi. I figured out how to move funds from MetaMask Snap onto different wallets. Was a bit tricky. You have to go with the Snap part of it and then move around it. I'm definitely going to get set up with Sway Wallet pretty soon, sooner rather than later, to be honest. And I've moved $400 into here. We have our profit going into USDC here. So I've pulled $200 worth of USDC so far of profit from yield farming, putting it in here. When I see a good massive dip on Sway, then that's when I'll be deploying this to buy more Sway token on the cheap, right? And then putting it into the concentrated pools. Probably this could cover as well some of the taxes for, slippage as well. And we are also in their automatic and compounding pool with Sway USDC here for 3,829% APR. APY, sorry. Wow, crazy. And we have a bunch in there at the moment as well. So I'll be DCing into these positions as we go. Before we get into talking about ETH, there are a couple other things that people have been asking me about, so I'm going to go over them as well. If you are a fan of Phantom and Sonic, be aware that the Road to Sonic Galaxy campaign is now in its final day. Now, I've been doing these. I've done all of them, bar one task. It's really annoying. So I've managed to claim all of these NFTs, the Sonic shards. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 6. I think I claimed 6 because I finished it. Yeah, I've claimed 6, but I don't yet have 5 because it's a bit of a ball ache to get it done. The one I got stuck with is completing 2 quests in S4 Kingdom. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to do all of this in 24 hours because some of them you need to hold your funds in there for a day to get it. So if you haven't done any of the tasks for the Sonic airdrop with their Galaxy campaign, then you might be out of luck there. I figured out what to do with Estafar though. So you need to complete 2 quests. If you are doing this, it's a pretty fun game actually, but I'm not really that into it to be honest. I like it when there's a token to use as well, to be honest. But you have to come into the quest section and you are completing these tasks. So here I've done my fire making task. So it should be that I've completed 1 task, but it says not completed, even though I've made fire, all right? I did it. I completed fire making done. So I don't get it. I don't know why I can't show me as done. It says here I'm only 10% done. I'm not sure. So I'm going to keep looking at that. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It's an airdrop. We know that usually the work put in, if I'm going to spend 4 hours or 5 hours trying to figure out this game, then play it just to get an airdrop, is probably not going to be worth my time. The way I'm farming the Sonic airdrop is actually by staking Phantom in the F wallet and voting and holding loads of Phantom and yield farming. If I don't get the airdrop, it's fine. I won't cry about it. We have a comment here. Aave USDC on Polygon is apparently where the money is. So there's another place. We're not talking about Polygon now though, because we're talking about base chain and ETH chain today. We also are getting ready for our airdrop for the SCC NFT collection. If there's any SCC holders in the live chat, it's airdrop day tomorrow. That's right. It will be our 13th monthly airdrop, sending again. And if you didn't vote, well, then you've missed your chance to get the airdrop, unfortunately, because the vote did close just this morning. The SCC is our NFT membership club where you can buy them on OpenSea or Magic Eden. Because we are minted out, we have so far sent $93,000 to our NFT holders, and we will be sending money again tomorrow. We voted on a very interesting and particular one. Well, here's something. Sway. Do you mean Sway? Well, it is, but thing is, because I lived in China for so long, SUI is pronounced Sway. So I don't know. Other people say Sui, but that would be American English, I believe. Whereas I say Sway. I don't know. Say what you want. I don't even know where Sway's from, though. Could it be American? It might be a North American country. Might be Chinese. Could be Asian. I'm not sure. So anyway, so we closed the vote on the SCC, and the vote was on what token we should start to airdrop because I've lost patience with Polygon. We're pumping today. Everything's pumping. Stuff's going up. Bitcoin, $65,000. Ethereum, almost $2,600. Oh, awesome. And then you come down to Polygon. Polygon, where is it? Down, down, down to Polygon. 1% pump. 37 cents. So we've lost patience with Polygon. And I did put up to the vote, do you want to continue to get Polygon Matic airdrop to you, or would you like a different token to be airdropped to you? And the DAO voted, and the result is in. So tomorrow you will be getting sent USDC. You guys are so conservative. Oh my God. But the vote was voted. So let's just go. So 40% voted for USDC with 323 votes. The wrapped ETH, my choice, was second with 22%. 22% also went for Polygon. So actually, if the ETH and Polygon group would have agreed with each other, we would actually beat the USDC. Phantom got a pretty good 8%. Sol, 3%, and nobody wanted any Bitcoin. But yeah, so that's it. So tomorrow I will be sending USDC. The reason for USDC, let's see why. We have ETH here. I accidentally voted for USDC, but I meant ETH. Well, it's okay. Your vote came in as ETH. We have USDC here. I like Polygon, but I'm with everyone slow and steady. Okay, USDC, I'm bearish. He's bearish. You kidding me? We're getting to the bull run. This is not the time to be bearish. You should be bearish in 1 year from now. Not now. ETH is the king. Polygon, stick with the plan. The plan was Polygon, but the plan is now changed. We've pivoted. ETH for Arbitrum Land. Yep. That's a good idea too. ETH, that was me. More ETH for Arbitrum Land. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of people put in small votes for USDC without any reason to. Fandom. I think that now is the time to transition to stablecoin. I don't think that now is the time to transition to stablecoins. Phantom is the way. So some votes for Phantom. Then as we come down here, we see loads of votes for USDC coming in for two votes, two choices for this. So USDC came out the winner. Phantom. Phantom looks good. Phantom does look good. But that is the vote. So tomorrow, I will airdrop it to you. You don't have to do anything. You already voted. So enjoy that. And I'll be in touch with the announcement that tomorrow. So anyway, as I said, let's get into today's video. If you're in the live chat, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you are watching this afterwards, then please like and subscribe to the channel also. Do your deeds, do your jobs. Right, so we are going to be looking today at the market. And the reason I picked today to talk about what's going on with farming on Ethereum is because I do need to do a lot of work today, and we're going to be doing it live, right? So I am farming in Arbitrum with the Uniswap pair using Crystal, right? And I'm also farming on base chain with Aerodrome, and for that I'm using Vfat tools and also Aerodrome. But I've learned that you can actually just bring your Aerodrome positions into Vfat and get way more tools for how to yield farm, right? Basically, you don't need to split your pair and do everything automatically. It will do it for you. And I'm up for that because I don't want to be watching this stuff all the time. And because ETH pumped quite nicely to 2,545, that means that my positions in Aerodrome are out of range. No! So yeah, the market goes up. We're all happy because ETH's gone up in price. But if you are actually yield farming with concentrated liquidity pools, you might find that your range is broken and it pumped out your range, meaning that you're not earning any of the gains. I'm not earning gains in the ETH going up in price because you see this position here, right? So I have $1,300 of USDC sitting right here. I have no ETH. I had ETH yesterday, but now my pool is out of range. So ETH has beaten USDC in terms of my range. All of my funds have been moved into USDC. I'm no longer making the funds on the Ethereum pump, right? So we can come in and look at, what happened to ETH. It had a little God candle here. Boom, look at that. And it broke my range. And we're continuing to go upwards. So I was looking at this and I had to make a decision. Do I think Ethereum is going to go back to that range between 2,300 to 2,400 where I was earning very nice yield in Aerodrome, or I was getting up to 300% APR, which is unbelievable, right? With Aerodrome, with ETH and USDC. Yeah, that's all I'm doing there. It's just ETH and USDC in a concentrated pool. Super easy to do as well. Do I think that ETH is going to come back up to that 2,700 mark and go on from there? I mean, it's been pretty much in this beautiful range since August. It's just been going If we go yearly, it's been in a pretty nice range between, where is that, 2,300 to I'd say 3,000, right? So there is a nice range to be set there. And is it going to break out into this 3,000 range? Yes or no, Richie? That's the question. I can't tell you that. I can only tell you what I think is going to happen. So we now need to choose our new range, and I'm going to do that using Vfat instead of using Airdrop, right? So Airdrop is a great platform for this. If you want to use this, you would come to Liquidity, right? Then find your liquidity pool that you want to farm in. They have lots of pools. It can be overwhelming. The UI on Airdrop is not my favorite UI, which is why I don't generally use it. But you can find ETH with USDC will be somewhere in here. Yeah, this one, CL100 ETH USDC, right? And you'll see there a ridiculous APR of 1,900%. Is that an APR? Yeah, it's an APR. So there are really tight ranges that you can put on this and get stupendous, unbelievable yield on here, right? So that's the one I went into. You can also do it with ETH and Bitcoin, get 300% APR. You can choose, there are so many, but I like ETH, and I don't want to branch into too much yet on base chain because I'm doing that in Arbitrum. I'll show you here. Here are, Arbitrum pools. I have a lot of special pools, I would say, trying to get volume and trying to get uptake and small cap alts using these EtherFi and Pepe, GMX, and Arbitrum token, right? But on Airdrop at the moment, I'm trying to master the ETH USDC farming, okay? And that's what I go for. So here we have, Crypto Bigwig, Crypto Chat says, what range do you recommend to stay within for Ethereum? And that is a very, very difficult question to answer, right? Because we're talking range. We are going yearly here, right? So this time last year, ETH was 1,600, and now it is 2,400, right? So it's not really gone up that much in a year, but the hike for the year is 3,800. Are we about to go into October, into November, into December? Generally, the crypto market does turn up quite favorably from this point. Historically, the end of the year, Bitcoin and ETH perform very well. And with the election coming, and if the result is for Trump, then we will definitely see a huge pump. If the result is for Kamala, then we might see some dumping. Some dumping. I don't want to see dumping, but we might see that. So it's tough. And you could take a 3-month range here and just ignore this mega dump and mega pump, right? Because that was a horrible, horrible day. Then we're going between 2,000 to 2,800, right? Which means you could punch out another 3% out of this and then think that it's going to just hit 2,800 and then come back down, back into the range. And then you'd be able to masterfully yield farm very well throughout that whole set, right? Or you might think, nah, it's going to punch through. It's going to break through the 2,800 resistance, this 2,700, you'd say. 2,800, I'm going to say it is. It'll punch through that. And then the next place that if it breaks 2,800, we are into 3K, right? And we're up to 3,000, 3,200 range, right? So that would be two places of note that I would say you'd want to think about for upward Ethereum performance. 2,800 resistance, 3,200 resistance, okay? Then of course, 4K resistance, but I don't think we're going to be getting there yet because the last time ETH hit 4K was in 2021, right? So that's a long time ago. So let's try that. You'll notice on Airdrop, if I come to my position on this wallet, right, these two positions, I don't have one position for concentrated liquidity for Ethereum. I have two. I actually have three, right? So let's move over to Vfat and I'll show you what I do, right? So moving over to Vfat, you will be met with another really ugly and kind of annoying UI. Really, I like Crystal. Crystal is cool. Everything's really clear and it's great to see, right? But if you want to use Vfat, you're going to have to use their UI, unfortunately. You'll see 3 positions now, not just 2. I have 3 positions with ETH and USDC, and all of them are out of range. But let's come over to this top right here. We see this APR. They're all at 0, of course, because I'm out of range. This one says deposit NFT and remove. This one says migrate and claim. This one claim and migrate, right? So I've actually migrated this position into Vfat tools because it's handy now, right? Because it's here. That means that I can come to this deposit here and we're out of range by 5%. What can I do? Because it's in Vfat now, I can rearrange it, right, without splitting it. In Aerodrome, I have no option to do that. The only thing I can do here is unstake, right? Unstake it, then repair it, and each time I'm going to be paying the 0.04% tax on that fee, and also, of course, I've lost a bit of gain to the Ethereum price. You'd think I'd be more panicked about this, right? I'm just sitting here talking away, and I'm losing gains not only in token price, but also in APR. But that's how you also lose at concentrate liquidity farming. It's not a rush, it's not a race. I could sit here for a day or a week staring at a pool which is out of range because I'm convinced that it's going to be going back into the range that I've set. But I'm not convinced that ETH is going to go down anymore. I think it's ready to rip, right? So I'm going to be guessing between the 2,800 and the 3,200 range for, where I'm going to be putting it, right? So let's first deal with the one I've already migrated. The pool here, so this is a test one, only $136 in here. And we want to rebalance because we're out, right? So we just click here, rebalance, right? It's going to start turning its wheels. And hopefully, because we're live, there'll be no issues here. This is going to rebalance for me, apparently. It's going to remove the liquidity of $136. It's going to swap $75 into ETH, right? Via Crystal, interesting. It's going to add liquidity. It's going to stake my NFT, and it's going to give me a protocol fee in the of the past earned tokens, all in one transaction. It's on base chain, so this transaction is going to cost me 8 cents. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we confirm that. It will then push through the transaction, rebalance my pair, and like that, like magic, I am back to earning. Transaction was successful. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. So now, of course, do I want to do this manually over an Aerodrome? No, I want to migrate my tools into Vfat, and I want to continue to do this with them as well. So, oh, what's happening here? I clicked on a button when I wasn't supposed to. So that has removed this position. Now has should be gone. I think there's a problem there. We're getting another transaction coming up as well. Always exciting. What's it going to be? We're getting another transaction. This says it is going to do something with my Pepe. Why? No. I think I clicked that by accident. Let's reject that. Okay, that was a mistake. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, so now we'll see. I've got two here. I think a quick refresh of the page and we should be back to normal, right? So let's refresh that. Again, that's why I don't like this site. It should be retroactive. As I make these changes, it should just populate them, right? But it's quite laggy. I find the Vfat tools. Connect the wallet again. See what I mean? Pain in the ass. Come on. It's 2024. You guys should have this all done. Okay, good. So now my old pool is gone and I'm back in range. Back in the game, right? So my range here, it has been set by Vfat, which is okay, I guess. It's given me a width of 16%, which is putting me 8 and 8. So 8% pump up, 8% pump down. So once Ethereum breaks into, oh no, we're looking at this one, sorry. Yeah, it's, sorry, 5 and 5. So it's a 5% up and down, giving an APR, I'll zoom in on this, right? So what it's done is automatically given me the range for me. So I don't have to make the decision that, you know, Bigwig there was asking, like, what's my range that I recommend? So I was saying put it to anywhere to 2,800 to 3,200, right? That range would have given me lower APR. But what Vfat's done here is it's given me a 5% sprawl, right? So 5% up or down. If ETH breaks into 6,200, then I will have to rebalance it again. If ETH breaks down to 2,494, I'll have to think about repairing again. But at the moment, it's giving 444% APR on this. That's insane with Ethereum, right? Just sitting there. Now I don't have to do anything, right? All I have to do now is sit on my fat ass and wait for this earned part to go up. It's going to give me Arrow token. I can then either harvest those tokens, sell the Arrow token into USDC and go shopping and buy stuff, or I can compound it straight into the pair without having to do anything, right? And the reason that Vfat is better for that reason is because on Airdrop, I have to do it all manually, right? You have to, strangely, you have your deposited pairs at the top, and below this, you have your liquidity pairs. Now, these are exactly the same pairs, right? They could have done this all in one UI. I don't know why they didn't. So I have to claim my emissions out, then move over to the swap page, and then turn them into ETH and USDC to get them equally balanced. And then I need to put them back into a concentrate liquidity pool. But I can't add to this one. If I go to deposit, it's going to ask me to make a new range, and then I'm going to have a line of different concentrated pools, all with the same two tokens. And I'm not a big fan of that, right? So that's the two things. Now, then you might be thinking, well, Richie, why even look at Aerodrome? What's the point, right? The one reason why you might want to look into using Aerodrome and Vfat at the same time is that you can set your yield with Aerodrome to be a bit wider so that you're not just going for the 5% width, because in my opinion, going 5% is fine. But if we're actually getting into a volatile up period, then that might be pretty tight, and you might be finding that you're rebalancing more often than you'd like to, right? And if that's the case, then you're going to be losing as opposed to winning, even with 400% APR, which has now gone all the way down to 200% APR. But the video did say 100% APR, so I'm happy with either, to be honest, right? Okay, so I can also rebalance this when I want. I can change it, right? So I can then say, okay, I want to change, I want to rebalance. So if you were really lazy and you just wanted to get this in really quickly, you could just set the pair automatically. It seems to just put it at 5%, and then you could wangle your pair the way that you like it, right? So for example, if I was going to go for the pair that I said, where I thought we were not going to hit till 2,800, that would then be a 10% up in the ETH price. And if I was pretty bearish on the price, then I would go to something like 2,000. Well, sorry, not bearish, but I was pretty positive that ETH isn't going to fall back into its old ways, which would be coming down to that, let's go 3-month, coming down to this low point of 2,200, right? So I'm thinking, no, that's not going to happen. So we go above the 2,200, right? Then you can see you're going to get 89% APR today on the ETH concentrate pool with USDC, which is still fine. I mean, 89%. Oh, it's gone up. See, it's up to 199 for some reason now. So it is volatile, the APR. This is also a good range because now you're protecting yourself because you think it's going to bounce off 2,400, and it's also going to bounce off 2,800, right? And that is a 10% to 7% range, which is still quite tight. So you could do that. Set up your pool and then just balance it yourself, right? Is a good way. Wow, this has now gone up to 600% APR. This is wild. Wild stuff. So now I'm going to start bringing these pools in because I don't need to break them and then bring them in. I think I could just bring them in immediately, right? So we'll bring in the big boy first, $1,300. We go migrate. Okay, this is going to take my NFT out of Aerodrome. It's then going to use something called Sickle, which looks like it's a piece of technology that Vfat created, which allows them to manage, rebalance, and compound into these Aerodrome positions. Again, it's on base chain, so it's extremely cheap. We are losing, we're going to earn the 5 Aero you see there from the MetaMask, we're going to earn the 5 airdrop tokens, which are worth $7, and it's also going to break my pair. Oh no, withdraw the NFT, sorry, not break my pair. Okay, so we confirm that. Wait for that to go through. And then I'm going to have to approve Sickle to spend my NFT or use my NFT, right? So we'll wait for that one as well. All right. So coming along, waiting on transactions. We do have a comment, so we'll look at that. Comment from Matt. What's Matt saying? What do you think of auto rebalance on a fairly stable pool like USDT BNB for a set and forget kind of play? I've tried that before. So in my past, my tattered degen past, I've done different pairs like ETH and USDT or BNB USDT. They're all kind of similar, right? For auto rebalance. And I do find that in times of huge volatility, token dumps and tokens going up and things, then you really do lose out quite a lot with auto rebalancing, complete auto rebalancing, because you can't be sure when it's going to be doing this. I've had a couple positions where it did it like 5 to 6 to 8 times in one day, and it ended up hundreds of dollars in losses because the automated smart contracts don't care about your position. They're only doing their job, and because it's automated, they only care about doing what they're told, right? So if you set the range too tight and the automation kicks in, it can really wreck you. So be careful with that. I like having reasonably wide positions, and I monitor them pretty every day to then compound back into the pool or pull out the USDC to set my ROI. The aim is, of course, we're looking at 100 to 200 day timeline to try and get almost all of your initial either compounded into the pair or withdrawn out in the rewards, and then that's you just playing with that point. That's why we do this kind of concentrated yield farming. Hope that answers your question. So I would not recommend setting and forgetting it because I've done it before and it is not the best. We're on to the third transaction. It's coming. MetaMask is being pretty slow. Every time I press MetaMask as well, the screen freezes. It's a good day. We're coming. Come on, baby. You can do it. She's warming up to it. I should be using Rabby, shouldn't I? Every time this happens, people are like, Richie, why not Rabby? Well, I'll tell you why not. I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment. The third transaction is to then send me my Slipstream position NFT. Slipstream will then allow me to compound into it and auto rebalance it. Give me the button. All right. So total cost for that was under 10 cents. And now after this, if you use Rabby, who just told me to use Rabby? You use Rabby. Lekan. Yep. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. But anyway, we're through. We're done. So the transaction is successful. Now, for anyone who's fearful that I'm going to force you to watch me do that all over again with my third pair, don't worry. I'll do that off stream. We're moving on now. But you'll notice, so I've got one more pair. I'll do that in my own time. That's why you should like and subscribe. I'm not going to waste your time live. Time is money. Time is money. But my position has now been moved into Vfat permanently, and it's sitting right here, right? Okay. But, oh no, it's out of range. 3% out of range, which is not crazy, right? But I also want to fix this one to get it into range as well. So we're going to rebalance this one as well and get it in there. I think from that point, I will manually rebalance this myself to that 2,800 limit because I think that's the bounce point. We're going to rattle around there, hopefully, once we get pump up. None of this is financial advice. You need to set your own ranges, use your own experience, do a little bit of technical analysis, or even just think about what you think is going to happen in the market and how ETH is actually going to go. in the short to midterm, right? This is all kind of very similar to options trading, where you're guessing if it's going to be going up and down, and that's where you can use your experience in crypto to make the best gains. Right. So that should be done. We are rebalanced. What? No. Yeah, we rebalanced. Okay. So it's up here because they're not going to update it. So my new range is 3%. Come on, guys. Okay, I'm going to sit in this 3% range for a bit, I guess, and eat this 1,100% APR. Wow. Okay. When I am off stream, I'm going to move this range and rearrange it into a position I like. Yes, I'm going to rebalance this off stream, and I'm going to go, just so to make it clear, right? We're going to go between 2,300 to 2,800, right? I'm going to go in that range. So a 10% to 10% range, basically, okay? Split, which is what I'm going to go for with that. And that's going to give me 200% APR. I mean, I'd love 1,100% APR on ETH every single day. I'll take that and go home with it. But, you know, that's not really going to happen, is it? But yeah, so that's how we use Vfat. Vfat is really cool. You can see I've got other pairs here. We also have, I've got test pair here with ETH and Pepe. I love farming with ETH and Pepe because Pepe is a printer for volume, right? People are trading Pepe everywhere now. They're trading it on Ethereum chain. They're trading it on Arbitrum. They're also trading on Base chain and Binance Smart Chain. You can pair up Pepe and get yourself, at the moment, I'm getting a 300% APR, 1% daily on Pepe with $297. We have earned $3 of Aero today. We're getting $2 a day from this, which actually works out at just about 100% APR. So the APR is not always 300. Depends on volume and token price, right? Definitely. So let's move away from Vfat for now. That's all I'm going to get into. You can then do other things in Vfat. You can get your yield. So we're getting Aero token. You can get your Aero token. We got some from that reward there, right? We come to Base Chain. We earned Aero. It's right here. And you can then, you know, sell it into whatever you want. Sell it into ETH. I sell into ETH because I like ETH. So we'll swap that and then we'll get $11 of ETH, right? Then you're holding the ETH. Now, what could you do with that? Because you didn't compound, right? You chose not to. You chose to take the ETH out. So there's no point to go back to your yield and then put it back into the pair. You could have done that before. So we then can come to lending, and you can actually lend your tokens into Vfat and get pretty humble APRs for that as well. So for example, the ETH, we'll go with ETH. So we could have taken the ETH and put it into their lending protocol as well, which, let's see, I've never actually spent much time looking at this. So we'll see if it actually works. No, it's not working. Well, apparently you can't gain insight into DeFi lending. Oh, it's for insight. Okay. So it will show you where to go to get it. So this says you need to go to somewhere. Symbol ETH, base, contract, view liquidity. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Not sure what's happening there. But anyway, you can lend it if you want. I don't really do lending. I pool it and then I hold it in my wallet and wait for it to go up, and then I sell it and buy things and live life, enjoy life, right? All these things. Okay, so that's what we do on Base Chain. Base Chain has crazy yields, and it is definitely the place right now for concentrated farming if you're not on Sway. Why, Richie, are you using Arbitrum to yield farm when the yield is higher on Base Chain? One may ask. Because I like Crystal. Crystal doesn't handle Base Chain. As far as I know, it's not very good at it. Let's have a look. We come to hot pools. Crystal is your place to find the best yield, to find the best pair, to find what's going on. Let's come to Base Chain. You know, they do have Base. And that's why they don't use Aerodrome, right? They only work with PancakeSwap, Uniswap, and SushiSwap. If you're doing anything with Uniswap, and Uniswap, if you don't know, is the greatest DEX in crypto, Aerodrome is the most hyped DEX in crypto. So ride the wave, ride the hype, get the Aero token, hold it as it's going to go up, definitely in the bull run, or sell it into your favorite token, or stick with Uniswap, which is the chosen DEX for so many chains, and it has huge, massive volume as well. So that's why I use the Uniswap crystal pools for this. So if we come back, we'll find these positions here. So these are actually the positions that we're using for the sponsor of today's video. That's right, I've got sponsor. Unbelievable, I know. Today's video is sponsored by Arbitrum Land. Arbitrum Land is a ROI dApp on Arbitrum chain where you can put your Ethereum into it and get up to 1.3% daily APR. Let's check it out. We're going to take 2 minutes and look at Arbitrum Land. Arbitrum Land is a dApp which we created at the SEC DAO. That's right. I told you before about the SEC, and we also create applications. This has been running now for about 3 weeks. It is printing Ethereum. So as you see, I will come into Castle Arb and we'll find that I have today $20 of ETH from my deposited ETH. It is an ROI dApp, so unlike concentrated pools where you can pull out your liquidity at any point, in Arbitrum Land you can only get your APR out, right? Which is why we needed to have concentrated liquidity pools in the back end to support it, right? You deposit your ETH in here. It is 0.003 minimum, which is $8, and you get your rewards. You can then claim out your rewards. You can refer to onboard more people into the platform and get Ethereum paid directly into your wallet, which you can then use in other things too. You can see here, we have some referrals, which we picked up on the channel. We also have a miner on Polygon called Polygon Land, which is still running. And you can boost your APR in Arbitrum Land by purchasing boosts. You can see here I have a 10% boost, which you can buy with ETH. You also have a 30% boost, which you can buy as well. The pools for Arbitrum Land are here. This is what actually we're going to be concentrating on in the video. Sponsorship over. Arbitrumland.com. Definitely over now, right? So the pairs that I'm building, this is my mission to give Arbitrum Land the best chance at sustaining long-term. Long-term, I mean years, right? And the only way, in my opinion, to do that is, of course, number one would be to attract as many investors as possible and pump the TVL. But with any project, as soon as the TVL gets pumped, that also means a lot of claim pressure, which will put huge strain on the contract to pay out everyone their ROI. And I want everyone that's going into Arbitrum Land to ROI. So to do that, we need to be future-proof. The way to be future-proof in Arbitrum Land is to build up a huge back end of concentrated liquidity, which, as I've shown you, you can earn 100% a day plus APR from just providing the liquidity in there and churning away. So we have external pools for this. This is not in any way connected to the TVL of Arbitrum Land. That is separate and in a secure smart contract. These are on the side. These are funds which are being used by our DAO to increase the TVL through injections. How does it work? So all of these pools, bar one, we do have Pack of Finance here, which is a project I'll be talking about on video once again soon. It's a great little performer, and they also use concentrate liquidity. So on Binance Smart Chain, we do have $1,800 with Pack of Finance. Today, we have $18 of rewards, right? This is taking straight from the smart contract. Now, we have these pairs all in Arbitrum chain because it's Arbitrum Land, and I want to master my yield farming on Arbitrum. And to do that, I decided, hey, why not just, kill two birds with one stone, essentially, right? So coming back to Crystal, you'll find the same pools here. You can look up this wallet and watch it if you want. You can follow on Crystal, which also I like. You can find yield farmers that you think are really great at it. You can follow their positions and just copy trade them as well, which is a great way. You're going to find the APRs on Crystal are generally a lot lower than the ones that are shown on Vfat. Because on Vfat, it is taking the current, right, APR, whereas on Crystal, it's giving you a time-weighted APR, which I appreciate because it's not as wild, right? And of course, seeing thousands of percent APR is great, but be aware that even with concentrated liquidity, these only last for a couple days or even a couple hours or a couple minutes, and then you're back to 50 to 100% APR, right? So definitely I appreciate that these are time weighted and they show you over the time that you want to see, right? Usually I want to see over a week, okay, what I'm getting. So you'll see the best performer that I have currently on Arbitrum Land is EtherFi and ETH, which is paying out a very nice and stable APR of 103%. That has been over the 9 days that we've been paired. These pools are all pretty new because Arbitrum Land's pretty new too. So we're just starting this liquidity building. My aim, the goal is, by the way, to build these liquidity positions up to $15,000, and then I will start injecting the yield in. So for now, we're compounding the yield for Arbitrum Land at the moment and also adding funds into the yield, right? So how does Crystal work? We take pairs which we think are hot and you know, are going to last a long time. The tokens have upward price value, and also they are being traded by whales because we want as many whales as possible buying these tokens to make sure that the volume is high. If the volume is high on Uniswap, then of course the rewards are going to be high as well, right? So that's why if we come back to that profile, the pairs I chose are the hottest, in my opinion, tokens on Arbitrum, right? Let's check them out first. If you want to deep dive into these tokens, why did I choose them? Right, EtherFi is of course a massive liquid staking derivative LSD token on the Arbitrum chain and also on ETH, right? EtherFi allow you to stake your ETH and get a pretty reasonable yield on it for just single stake asset of ETH. And they link up to Pendle, they link up to Puffer, right? All these other massive platforms, right? The market cap for EtherFi is $312 million. We're at 12% pump today because it did have a bit of volatility earlier in the week. We went from $1.50 down to $1.40, now $1.65. So we've also seen massive percentage gains on the EtherFi token as we're yield farming it, which is great. But it does mean that it's getting closer to breaking the range than I would like, but it's okay. We're still pretty good. And at the whole time in this current range, printing and getting rewarded in a token, which is going up in value. So this is a great day to be an EtherFi liquidity provider for sure. So far, we have put in $2,600 into this, and it's earned $50. We have unclaimed of $7 plus what's that, $13 or $14 of unclaimable inside of Crystal. Crystal is really great because it gives you all the stats, and I really appreciate like how it's all set out. It looks much sexier, right? Much better than sexy. Much better than the concentrated pools that Vfat showed. It's just visually just much better. I don't know. Each of their own. Shows you your total earning over the last 30 days. You can see on average, we're making about $7 to $5, right? So they're pretty good. We've had a little bit of impermanent loss on the pair, which is strange because it's gone up in price, but that's the danger of CL pools, right? We have projections over 1 day, 7 days, and 30 days, what it's going to make. And you have the history of what we've been doing. You've been seeing here, I've been collecting fees and then depositing. Collect fee, deposit, collect fee, deposit. I'm not actually doing this. The contract is doing it for me. So we have here our claimable. Let me just find out what's going on, right? So I'm doing this manually. We come to our claimable balance, which is, where the hell did it go? Total fees. Unclaimed. Let's get back to my position. I was doing it from here actually. Yeah, you come to the pool. Oh, it's because I'm not in the right wallet. I'm in the wrong wallet. 1 second. Back to MetaMask. Come on, load up. I knew this was going to happen. I knew you'd be let down by that fox. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we go down to the wallet we're using for this. Boom. Okay. Right. So we come to this wallet. We then can choose what we want to do, right? That's what was missing. You have this little button here. It can say claim fees. So you could claim out and then I'd inject into Arbitrum Land, or we just go straight here and compound, right? The beauty of Crystal, just like Vfat, is that it can also manually rebalance my pair without splitting it. And I can also set it to auto rebalance if I want. And I could put it on auto compound, which would mean it would actually be building the pool at the best time for the gas and the amount of tokens claimed, which would really supercharge the APR into APY. For now, I'm manually doing this because I want to get a better knowledge of which pairs are really performing like the best, right? I want the best pairs. So you can see here, I'm manually compounding the EtherFi position. We have $12 here to put back into the balance, and we just confirm there. It will then just take out the tokens. It will sell the tokens if it needs to, or it will just inject them straight back in, right? And it does it all for you. And that's why I appreciate Crystal quite a lot. It's a very nice platform. You see the Uniswap NFT will come up here. And yeah, then just one click to confirm. I think it's only one transaction to do this as well. If it's your first time doing it, you will have to allow the Crystal dApp to engage with your NFT. Sorry, I got a dry throat, bit of a tickle. Okay, so we get that through as well, and we are pretty much good. So that's now going to compound back in. This offline again, I'm not going to, sit here and go through every single pool and do exactly the same thing, but these are the ones I chose. I chose ETH and USD Plus. I'm probably going to be moving out of this, but it is 30% APR and it's doing pretty well. But as we saw over on, you can compare 30% APR to the 1000% that you're getting over on base chain. So I will be probably moving this one out and putting it into something else in the next, probably today actually. Pepe and ETH again. Pepe is a beast. We're getting 94% APR on Crystal on Arbitrum chain with it as well. And GMX, which is giving a pretty decent 42% as well. GMX is the top and perpetual DEX in crypto, right? So that's why you want to check out that one too. So GMX, it's a great pool for yield farming with, because the token price has been unbelievably stable in the past 3 months. Yeah, it would be about 3 months. See, we dipped down there. I wasn't buying it then. I'm in this part. We just see this really nice stuck line right there. On the monthly, it's pretty good. Just up or down, what's that? 12%, 6% each way. Good stuff, good stuff. Right, so how to find a pair, right? I've shown you what I'm doing. Now let's figure out what you can do. So we come to hot pools, pick your chain. Where we're going to go. We're going to go base chain, BNB, Polygon, Arbitrum, OP, Solana, Blast. Where do you want to yield farm? Where do you have your funds, right? You probably want to use, the best and cheapest chains because you might be making a lot of transactions. So let's go for something different. Let's go for Ethereum. Just to see what kind of yield we can get, right? So it's going to pick out Ethereum. We're going to see all pools. And another option there is top wallets. So we'll go all pools. First, it's going to show you the best APR. So this is something I never pay attention to because it's showing you the hottest tokens for the day. And almost all of them have already pumped and are about to dump on you. So unless it's a token you already own, ignore best APR pairs. Generally. Blue chip pools, okay. You can get USDC with ETH for 50%, BNB ETH, wrapped ETH, USDT, 40% APR, not bad. And then they have stablecoin pools as well here. But we want to come and see some other great pools. So you can come to the advanced filter. We want TVL and we want 24-hour volume, right? There we go. So 24-hour volume will give you the highest volume for each pair. You can see they're all going to be blue chips for most of them, but then we come down where you have something like this wrapped ETH and SPX with 19.5% volume. For today, I've never heard of it in my life. That's pretty wild. Gives you the 7-day APR. So the 7-day APR on this is 830% APR. What is SPX? This is what you do. This is how you find the tokens that you think, oh, okay, I've seen this trending. No idea what it is. But yeah, it's probably done a moonshot. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I should have bought that. Will I buy it now? Probably not. $800 million market cap. Missed the boat on that one. So there we go. You come into the second page, you're going to start finding lower capped coins. There we have wrapped ETH with wrapped EtherFi Eigenlayer. So possibly Eigenlayer might be a good pair for you to use. The APR on that's 220%, which is great, right? So you then come back and you check the price of Eigen. Boom, find it. then look, has it already done something insane? No, like, so this is a new token, but it's, you know, it's quite reasonable actually for concentrate liquidity, which might be a good one to pair if you're on ETH chain, right? You come through, you finally find your position, so you want to find the one that you like, right? Sorry, we were in hot pools there. Let's just choose a random. So let's go for this one, right? You decide, right, this is the pair that I want to go into. This is going to be my one. So then you come and you go to add liquidity, right? Now, again, fantastic stuff from Crystal. They will allow you to one token zap in your liquidity with the range you want. You can choose narrow for insane APR. You can go wide. You can go full range if you really are not sure and you just want to farm it forever, basically. Go full range. Don't think many people go full range though. Generally, wide or not narrow, but a little bit. I go usually like 8 or something like that. You can spread it out as well as you want. Then choose the token you want to zap in. You don't even need to use the token, which is going to be paired up inside of the, you know, we're going there with this pack token and ETH, but you could use Tether, you could use BNB, you could use Shiba, whatever. And it goes in, they'll swap it for you, and then they'll make your position. And then you just sit there and chill out. You have the option when going there as well. So for example, we want to go in with some ETH, right? Right. It will then ask you as well if you want to automate it or if you don't want to automate it, right? That will, is it going to ask me for automation? Come on, baby. Where's my automation ask? No, it's not gonna. Okay, so maybe I need to set it up there because we have it up here. Automation, right? This is pretty handy. What it does is I have one position with automation, which is this one, right? So this is going to rebalance automatically for me when it goes in or out of yield. So I don't generally do this, but I wanted again to test it and see what's going on. And because Pepe is pumping today, I think Pepe's been doing really well today, actually. Let's check. Pepe, yeah, 8% up. Lovely stuff. Back into the reclaimed a digit, basically, right? So it's pumped up to 1. So in theory, I wouldn't have noticed anything that's going on there. It should have just repaired it for me, right? I've gone really wide range on Pepe, so I've gone 30%, so 15-15 on this. And it will tell you then if it's been triggered or not to go up. Your all rebalance position is here. The trigger was not broken, but it will recur. So it's auto compounding for me when it triggers, and it's recurring. So each time it triggers, it will then set up a new trigger for me. It's not done it yet. So I've actually masterfully managed to keep Pepe in, I've managed to keep a meme coin in position for ages, since the 5th of October. That's ages, that's 9 days. Pretty much a genius at this point. The time buffer that I put on it is 1 hour, which means if I go out of range, it will wait 1 hour for the range to come back in. If it doesn't happen in 1 hour, then it will re-range for me, right? Total fees generated so far have been $30 from the Pepe position, right? So that's Crystal as well. So that's 1 hour we've been going for. So I think I'm going to wrap up now with the stream and get on with my day. But if you have any questions on this, then please get into the comments of the video. Come into our Telegram at Crypto Mischief Chat, where you can use that for free. Or if you have the NFT, please remember to join the DAO, and then you can get involved there as well. If you have any questions about Concentrate Liquidity, in the DAO, we do have a lot of other members in the DAO who are experienced with this. So they also have suggestions and places that they think are great to farm, and always open to suggestions because we're all everyday learning, right? It's the beauty of crypto, always. Okay, so I've been Crypto Mischief. Hope you learned something from today's video, took something away, because that's the whole point of me sitting down for an hour, giving my time. Peace. Be good to each other. Don't get wrecked. Bye-bye.